Hello and welcome to the show. We are back on GTA 5 and me playing around with some borrowed cars, I think. I'm going to be spending time making some money on this game to try and actually afford a supercar, so why not have a prat around at different race meets with cars that are not yet officially in the game. This is the Wagner. I believe it is the equivalent of that new Aston Martin hypercar. Is it Valkyrie, the Aston Martin's called? Crazy contraption, this one. It's I've spent most of my time so far with this car trying to find as many possible, essentially, holes through it. The front bumper is kind of just a giant scoop. The rear diffuser is just a giant cave. There's all sorts of holes around the side of it. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I mean, this is actually going to be the first time that I've driven a supercar, a Tempesta. Wants to have a go. Apparently, he has not got much money, or is not betting much money. 15,000? Wow, you are a coward, car. You only want to play with $5,000. Yeah, I am expecting this to be a very quick vehicle. Now, whether this is just currently being driven completely stock. Now, whether that is going to be fast enough to beat that thing with a fairly mighty wing on it, I don't know. Probably a good thing it hasn't betted a huge amount in the way of money, because them things are one of the quicker cars that we have seen. I mean, this could also be used as a test bed to see if this is a car that I really want to be looking at trying to afford. It is a pretty even start. Look at it go. That thing is quick. Okay, I haven't got the speed on that car, that's for sure. That's a very fast car. A 13.4 from the Tempesta, only a 15.6 from me. So from standard, let's not forget, this is only a standard vehicle. We'll run a couple of races with it standard. I'll start playing around with some upgrades. Ooh, we have got a dragster car here, the Vigoro. Now, these do tend to be monstrously fast. Or they can be. That Vigoro is the one... that was the one that got into so much trouble by the airport. That's the one that wheelied and hit a signpost and fell over. I should point out, this meat, one of the reasons I haven't used it before is it does get a little bit glitchy with wheelie cars. For whatever reason, wheelie cars don't want to launch. I don't know if it's because the angle we're starting at on a hill, so wheelie cars might get into trouble. I am curious, though, to see on this run, but I do also want to set myself up with the next race against someone with, hopefully, some sensible amounts of money. Like this rat truck, for example. In fact, the rat truck is happy to go and race against my Wagner. No, we're not going to see that yet. It doesn't do a wheelie. So there's something about this meet, something about this hill that causes the cars issues. The Vigoro didn't get a very good start. I was just looking at the little mini-map. Actually very even between the pair of them. Across the line, 14.4, 14.5, both quicker than I was. Oh god, this is a big money race. So this is a bone stock supercar, a bone stock hypercar. In fact, is this? I'm just going to check. I didn't look at it when I got in the car. It is in the super category. Okay, just in case I'd gone and done goofed. This race will have to go on hold briefly while I go and answer the door. Right, I am back, and this is where we hope that that rat truck isn't a... Well, is it a sleeper car? Is it a horrendously fast thing? Because I actually got quite a lot of money in this race. It's some $28,000. And there is a couple of bets are going on to that onto that rat truck. Here we go. We are away off the line cleanly. Not a crazy amount of wheel spin. Okay, it's not a crazy sleeper vehicle. I can breathe a sigh of relief. Although we're really not dropping it as far as you might expect. So we really need to be... I mean, we're a second off what those two muscle cars did. The rat truck wasn't quick. But in standard form, standard guise, this is not actually... I say it's not actually that fast. We have been racing a lot of highly modified cars so far. Perhaps not too surprising that when we take this, it's kind of a good showing from the upgraded vehicles that we've got turned up here. We might try and we'll do one more race with it as a standard vehicle. Maybe you've got 25 grand. Maybe the Penumbra. I mean, these guys have got to fancy their chances at beating a supercar. Quite frankly, Penumbra's got more money. I'll be very surprised. Oh no, not you again. Bloody Feltzer. I didn't race against him in the drag truck. I probably should have done. Bloody Feltzer. We've got a lot of big performance cars here. We've got a couple of Sabres. I know that Flame Sabre is a properly quick one. The Karuma and Stinger are both faster than this vehicle. I'm actually I'm now quite concerned we might lose to a modified penumbra. This could be quite the embarrassment. I'm not going to change the money because I am slightly scared, which is a peculiar thing. I thought, yeah, we'll go to Supercar, it'll be fine. Apparently not. It really is going to need some modifications if it is going to be, well, even vaguely competitive. And this isn't, this isn't the biggest of meets with the fastest of cars. We're going all over. The penumbra is just kind of backing up, trying to sort himself out. Nobody. Oh, one person, the Stinger, fancied a bet against me here. Right, we are off and underway. The penumbra is all-wheel drive, I believe. We're very, very close in terms of a launch, and there goes. Oh, it got a good gear shift. He got a little bit of speed, but then can't quite keep that up. Just runs out of power towards the end of the race. Well, that shows a lot about the upgrading of cars, the necessity of upgrading of cars. This, I have no doubt, is not the very, very fastest of vehicles in terms of straight line speed. You know, it looks a lot more like it's built for handling. But that having been said, we almost got beaten by an eclipse, essentially. Okay, let's give it some upgrades. Now, we're going to do that here rather than faff about and driving off to a shop. Since we can, we'll go have a look through the trainer menu that I use to see all of the various options for the car. We have got 10 options for spoilers. I mean, I like to see that. Oh, there's a different colour. Okay, I've kind of got, I guess, then 3 options for spoilers, just different colours. Oh. I mean, that is not a spoiler, I would like to point out. That is a table that you have put on the back of the car. I'm going for the race spoiler. We will go for a primary coloured race spoiler for now. Front bumper, we have got accent stripe splitter. We've got just a normal splitter or access stripe, sort of normal one. We'll go for a race splitter as well at the front. I quite like the option having the accent parts on this car. That's quite cool. Go for race exhaust. Not that it wasn't spitting out enough fire as it was to begin with. We can... so for that little bit in the middle, we'll go secondary colour. You know what? We'll make this proper FailRace colours. This slightly loaned supercar. We'll go for the normal colour. Scoop. Engine. Many upgrades. Many upgrades on that. Transmission. We've got lots of information coming up on the side. Don't worry, while they're going through their various things. Race suspension on the car. I'm hoping we're not going to get wheelies. We shouldn't be getting wheelies from this vehicle. I'd be very, very surprised if we were to be getting wheelies. Yeah, I believe this one here would be from high end, I guess. I guess high end is supercar. That one there, quite nice. And turbo is in its own little separate part of the menu. We'll toggle some custom tyres, so we've got full-on race tyres. Oh, Vegas Blade broke his engine. I would like to know what happened. I was busy playing around with my car, and somebody blew up an engine. That's disappointing that we missed that. That will do. Or do we have any liveries? No, it doesn't look like we do as an option. So we will go for the good old... Got to actually try and remember. It's been a while since I've gone through a trainer menu. So but I used to know exactly where the orange colour was that I wanted. There used to be a couple of other orange to there. I thought they were in a different order. Maybe not then. Secondary, we will then go for a black. I don't know if we can change the accent colour at all. I was going to do something with that, but maybe not. Jesus, I've just seen how fast that Sabre Turbo went. I am glad I was busy prattling around. I do not want to race that. The rat truck broke an engine. I'm going up against the Feltzer unintentionally. I was about to go try and find somebody to race, but apparently the Feltzer, it is going to be the case. 15 grand. He might not have much money on him. Oh no, he's good to go for 15,000. Works for me. Now, we know how quick the Feltzer is. We know how fast the Feltzer is because we have seen it race previously. It has beaten... it's beaten my Kuruma. I think the Sabre Turbo might have beaten it. I have beaten it, I think, with a couple of cars, but it's definitely a good vehicle. So with this, we should, well, hopefully put up a good fight against that Feltzer. If we can't beat the Feltzer, which we cannot, this isn't a particularly quick car. We found a second, but only a second. Blue Karuma's broken an engine as well. I don't know what's been going on with these engines. They're just killing their own cars. This doesn't seem like it's really got much in the way of go. Have I missed something? Hold on. In fact, that's probably not a good place to park, is it? We're going to park up here. We're not going to get hit here, and we might be able to see the action as they go past. This is not as fast as I was expecting. Add all performance upgrades that we can. Okay, let's give it a slightly different wing, but never mind. And then if we go to turbo, shooting is definitely on. There goes the Tempesta, and there goes the Stinger. Neither of them massively fast cars. I say that. A 12.3 from the Tempesta. I'll take that back. Tempesta is a very fast car. This is a little bit of a disappointment. I'm also want to be very, very careful that I don't get challenged by the Sabres. Oh, there we go. Sabre versus Sabre. That should be a fun round. Maybe we'll go race the Dukes? Sure. You know what? Dukes, do you have money on you? Street Dukes is 27 grand. We'll give him a race. This I want to watch. I don't think it's the crazy bonkers absurdo fast Sabre that went out last time, because I'm pretty sure that was the Flame one that did the 9-second run down here. How on earth he did that without even like a wheelie start or anything, I do not know. I'm going to bet, if I was betting, I'm going to guess that the white Sabre is going to be the one that takes a victory here. I'm feeling like that's probably got some crazy, crazy speed in that car. As it's not quite as crazy as I would have loved to have seen the 10-second run. It's not as crazy as that by any shape of the imagination. Is it going to be able to get 12s? It is a 14.2 and a 15.0 from the other one. Kind of similar pace to my car, and this is without the muscle cars being able to do their crazy launches. Now, I imagine why this car is struggling here is drag. I bet this is a very, very high drag car, so that when it comes to the corners, we'll be able to turn very well, out-turn everything here. But normally, in terms of GTA supercars, they handle well and they have a lot of straight line speed. I've not really seen them have sort of this much issue, especially not when fully upgraded. Let's try and go for 15 grand off of you. Yeah, he'll go for it. Well, maybe I missed something in terms of the upgrades. We've now got all of the performance upgrades that I can put on the car. So, if we can't beat a Dukes with this, then this is definitely going to be a don't save up your money to buy one of these cars. Certainly not for this drag racing career, that much is for sure. It was a little bit of a sluggishy start. We got some wheel spin from that. See, then the Dukes is gone as well. And there is nothing that I can do. We are closing it back in a little bit towards the end of the race. I agree. Well, there were various outcomes I expected for this, and this was not one of them. This wasn't the expected outcome for this car. We have. In fact, I think we haven't quite lost money as of yet, but it probably won't be particularly long. I know not to go near a GTB. We can beat the Penumbra, but I bet he doesn't have any money left after me having beaten him once. That thing has only got 17 grand. Penumbra has got 15. We'll race this. Okay, maybe we won't race that. You, good sir, do you fancy a rematch? Don't think he does he? No. Bugger it. Oh, the Feltzer. There looks like there might be a crash between a Feltzer and the Sabre. I don't want to race any of you guys. You're all far too quick. I'm going to hide my car out of this $1.5 million. No, sorry, not $1.5 million. It probably would be $1.5 million by the time we put all the upgrades on it. I think it's about. It might be $1.5 million now. Come to it's definitely over $1 million. This car. It is over $1 million, and this car is being beaten by just about everything. even with a fully upgraded... Oh, green penumbra. I'll drive into the circle now because we'll challenge the green penumbra. That's a sneaky, sneaky way to see who wants to race. And if you drive into the circle, the game will then auto-challenge them for you, and they will accept it, normally anyway. Let's see if he'll go 10 grand. He will. We've got to try and get some money. Well, the whole strategy of, well, we'll make a little bit of money, play around with new cars, has not quite worked out with this... With this vehicle, the Wagner is just struggling in terms of its straight line speed here. Let's get the tyres warmed up. We should be able to beat this car. Although, having said all of that, I'm still not sure. I mean, we are more upgraded from the first time we ran. I'd like to be able to get this into 13s and so on, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, I don't think. It's a 14.5, which is just a bit nothing, really, out here. Fairly unspectacular in many ways. Sabre Turbo, is it the Mega Turbo? If it's the Mega Turbo, we are... Or if this is the Mega Sabre Turbo, we're going to ride on board with that car, because I want to see what it's like running a 9-second run down here. It is the Mega Sabre. That should be its name. It should be the Mega Sabre right there. Quickly, Michael, before they all get underway. Bet on you. Oops, I'm forgetting I'm English. There we go. This should be interesting. This should be really interesting. Please don't crash. Please do not crash. It is a good start. Look at this thing go! It's an absolute monster. Whoa, 9.8. Yeah, this is the one that did the 10-second run, I believe, at the... where's it called? At the Sandy Shores Airfield. Yeah, this is 10 seconds, then flew off the end of the runway. The Dragster Vigoro can't get the same launch as this car does. This car is bonkers fast. Rat Truck broke his engine as well, somehow. Oh, I don't quite know where we're going. Bail before we get lost. There we go. You can go do your things. I want that. Should have stolen the car. This is where my Wagner has despawned. It might have done, actually, to be honest. Not that I'd be too disappointed in it, because it's terrible. It's just not a good car. I say it's not a good car. It's not good for this. It is probably very, very quick around the circuits, I have no doubt. But I have absolutely no doubt this thing will be absolutely monstrous through the corners. But there is no straight line speed in it. There is absolutely none whatsoever. And that is a bit of a problem when it comes to drag racing, and a problem, a issue. I didn't foresee it. I really, really didn't expect there to be the lack of speed. I mean, the Carabinese is faster than this. The Feltzer is far quicker than this. Well, this is the first car I built in FailRace colours, and it's a little bit of a letdown. Yeah. That, though, is going to be it for this video, guys. We will move on next time to, hopefully, something a bit faster, and we might be able to maybe start making some money to afford a supercar of our own. Thank you very much, though, for watching. As ever, I shall link all of the mods used in the description, so you can download them. Have a go with them yourself. But until next time, goodbye.